Welcome to Chaos Connections, the Not Safe for Work podcast removing the filters from the Instagram of parenting and daily life. We're three moms, Harley, Rain, and Raven, parenting our darling crotch fruit through various stages and phases while trying to maintain relationships, careers, a sense of humor, and our sense of self. Clearly not our waistlines. Join us through our triumphs, laugh at and commiserate with our struggles, marvel at how we function in our batshit crazy lives. Just be mindful of our motto, Irumabu circuitu et queramus, which is Latin for fuck around and find out. I'm trying to... Where did I send the text of the...
There wasn't one.
Oh,
Just
okay,
just
awesome.
ad-lib it.
Awesome. Hello, darling listeners. Welcome to another edition of the Chaos Connections podcast.
We're not editing that in post.
Yeah, fine, whatever. Y'all can see me being a dumb blonde. I am your apparently blonde host for the evening, Raven. I'm here with my lovely co-hosts, Harley and Rain, as always. And tonight, we want to bend your ear a little bit, maybe help you, but definitely make you laugh about any picky eaters in your household and how fucking hard it is to feed them.
Yes.
So, without further ado.
Yep. Now I do want to give a content warning, caution, alert, warning, listeners. This episode contains topics that some listeners may find uncomfortable. We are choosing to air it because we believe the subject matter to be important to all persons. If you choose not to listen, we respect that decision. Please join us next week. If you want to stay tuned to see what all the fuss is about, keep on listening.
Okay, hold on a moment. You acted like you read that, but you told me that I hadn't sent out the text of the intros and the warnings.
You did the text of the warnings. You didn't do the text of the intros. The intro, I can
not the new.
Prominently.
I think you actually emailed it.
I couldn't find it. I went through my email and I did a search for intro. And anyway, carry on.
Are we keeping this in or editing it both?
I don't give two shits. Keep it in. Let them laugh at me.
If not, it's going on TikTok.
These are the true struggles of podcasting as busy moms.
It really is true.
Swiss cheese brain. BT dubs.
Mm-hmm.
We do vape and or smoke. So keep your comments to yourself.
Don't be offended.
We are aware of the consequences
give
of
up
our
my
actions.
nicotine when I'm fucking ready.
All right. Anyway.
Consequences.
Y'all don't want me to give up my nicotine just yet. People will start dying around me.
Yes.
I'm not sure that the world is ready for that. For me.
No, they're not.
Oh God, no.
None of us are.
I'm not fucking ready for that. Hell no. Okay, so
how old were your kids when you noticed that they were like starting to get picky about what they ate instead of the normal toddler, I don't like the color, like actually picky?
When they were toddler.
So, all right. So Joker and I have two very different approaches.
Very different.
How we dealt with the food introductions with our two respective children. So with Gremlin 1 and Gremlin 3, I was really good about getting them to try different things and explore different food options. And so they, for the most part, they're not very picky. They, of course, if they go to McDonald's, they have a specific way they want their burger. They only want, cheese and mustard or whatever, or cheese and ketchup rather. Fine, whatever. But like Gremlin 3 will sit down and we'll go to a restaurant and she'll order the soup and salad with me because she likes salad. And Gremlin 1, he's a bottomless pit, bro. He will eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. Maybe take a break for a shit and
He
then
is
eat and eat and
a
eat.
boy.
Yeah, he's
Captain's
a
mom
19-year-old boy.
has said, I would rather pay to clothe you than pay to feed you when as you were growing up ever again.
Bro, ain't that the truth? Because, okay, Apprentice 1 is, he eats fairly healthy, he eats fairly regular, but if he's not at our house at night for dinner, he'll usually stop over on his way home from work, and he'll raid the fridge, and he'll be like, hey, whose sandwich is this? Mine, do you want it? Yeah, sweet. And he'll, whatever leftovers in the fridge are just gone. Like, we ordered sandwiches last night. I got a Philly large on purpose because I wanted to eat half of it last night and then the other half tonight. But of course, Apprentice 1 and his gigantic appetite. Ooh, is this a Philly? Yes. Would you like it? And he takes a bite. He's like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I'm like, okay, you can have it.
So my perspective on this conversation is going to be a little bit different. I am the
She's a
picky
brat, and
eater.
it's going to definitely show.
I am the picky eater of the group. Believe it or not, I have actually mellowed out drastically from when I was a teenager. To give you an example, when my dad and I would go out to eat, whether it was McDonald's or a sit down restaurant, if I got a meal that had French fries with it, I would only eat the perfectly square on the end French fries. If there was any skin on it, or if they weren't perfectly square cut on the ends, I wouldn't eat them. I would pick them off to the side, and my dad would eat them for me. My justification for this was, if they're not perfectly square, they tend to not be cooked all the way, and there's more of a raw potato taste, which is not enjoyable to me. That's how I justified it, and I got away with it. My dad just rolled his eyes and ate my leftover French fries, but I'm better now.
Question. I have a question, and it's a legit question. Have you been diagnosed with OCD? Because if not, you need to get that checked out.
I just want to know how her dad didn't kill her all those years ago.
He got more fries.
So, number one, my dad and I had a very special relationship. Okay, I'm one of 4 girls, and you can, as a parent to multiple children, you can say that you don't have a favorite, and that's true. You do love all of your children, right? However, the
Yeah, but you've
relationship
got one you like being around more.
that's because the relationship dynamic is different than the others, and it just makes for a closer bond. It doesn't mean that you care less for your other children. It just means you have a closer relationship with, one over the other. Don't get me wrong, you fuck with my kids, and I'm a come down on you like the holy fire, but if you see me in my day-to-day life, me and Gremlin 3 have the closest bond of all of my kids, and it's just worked out that way. But that's how it was with my dad.
Personalities, honestly, is a big thing with them.
Yeah, we just had my dad and I just had a really close relationship. So he would kind of laugh it off and just be like, "Ah, there goes Harley."
See, when we were kids, we were not allowed to be picky. We were not allowed to have food issues or texture issues. There just wasn't the money for it, right? So you eat what's in front of you or you go hungry. That's how it's going to be. And I hated that. So I didn't want to raise my kids with that. So anytime that we tried something new, it was like, we never did the, oh no, you won't like it. It's spicy. No, we're like, yeah, come here, come try it. It's really good, blah, blah, blah. And I think that backfired the other way, because now if it's an order night, we'll ask Apprentice 2 what they want to order. And
Sushi.
I can guarantee you it's going to be sushi or Thai or Chinese. And when you factor in all the fees and all the little extras, none of that is cheap.
Nope.
No, so what you're saying is you raised a bougie bitch.
Yeah, I created a monster.
You did. You did.
Joker and I drove by a restaurant, and this sign confounded me. It said, farmland, organic type Chinese food.
What were they doing? Raising cats?
I don't know. We just drove by it, and I was like, all that sounds like such an oxymoron. And what is organic type? What does that mean? What does that mean, organic type? What the fuck are you, what, how is it organic? What? No.
See,
No. I'm going to save my butthole from that one. No, thank you.
I joke that the produce that comes out of my garden is like the best definition of organic because I'm a really lazy ass gardener. Therefore, I don't use pesticides and herbicides because I'm lazy. So the only things that you got to wash off of them is actual dirt.
Which, by the way, I need to come and get eggplant if you have any.
I
might.
apologize right now because I am going to be muting myself off and on because my dog Damon is having a conniption. So if you see me pulling an exorcist when he can't hear me, I'm muted and yelling at my dog to shut the fuck up.
So when my 4 dogs are, surrounding me, that happens a lot. But Witchkin 2 has one of her best friends over, and the dogs love her. And, I mean, love her. And she'll just go and lay on the floor with them, using them as a pillow. I have a picture of her laying on Curse and on Hex. But one of the reasons that I wanted to do this topic, one, this is a very tricksy type topic.
Mm-hmm.
For my household, because one, I was kind of a picky eater growing up, yes, but that has more to do with the fact that I was very, very spoiled by my grandmother when she was still alive, and so therefore, I had that mentality. But Witchkin 2, one of the reasons for the content warning, Witchkin 2 has an eating disorder. This eating disorder is not a typical eating disorder. So it's not like, oh my God, body dysmorphia or anything like that. It is extremely mental.
That.
It is something that is.
I'm going to repeat that and underscore it for the listeners. It is not a body dysmorphia disorder. Just because you hear eating disorder does not automatically equate to body dysmorphia. Thank you. I'm off my soapbox.
Very, very different.
Continue, Rain.
So if you can't tell by the soapbox and the expression on all of our faces and tones, we've had to have that conversation with multiple people throughout the course of the knowledge of this eating disorder. So,
and we might be a little protective of Witchkin 2.
Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Savage little shit that she is, we're still protective of her. So the eating disorder that is that she has is casually called ARFID. What that acronym stands for is Avoidance Restrictive Food Intake Disorder. What that means is that she will be gung-ho for something one day and just super freaking like, give me all the noms. And then it could be the same day, it could be a couple days later, it could be whatever. Her brain is going to sit there and go, no, that has a weird texture. That tastes weird. And it's her brain telling her some fucked up shit, and it's making it impossible for her to continue eating it because the texture's off or the flavor's off, something along those lines. And when she was diagnosed was almost 3 years ago now. No, I take that back. almost 3 years ago now. Because it was the start of the spring semester of 8th grade. So, and she's
Damn it!
about to
It's
be
really been that long.
and she's about to be a
Shit.
junior.
So
So
2.5 years.
You need to stop being made to feel old.
yeah, I see Apprentice 2.
We're on camera, Boo
then-
Bear.
So she can't hear you because she's got headphones on. When we found out about this, when this eating disorder was diagnosed, it was concerning, and I was taking her to the doctor constantly because she was constantly getting dizzy. She was constantly just not feeling well. I probably picked her up from school damn near every day for almost a month before she got a diagnosis. And I mean, I was taking her to the doctor a lot. I swear to God, my car could pilot itself to the freaking doctor's office at that time without any issue. And the doctor we had was really awesome. I'm so mad she moved, but the pediatrician we had was awesome.
Yes,
We actually had
she was.
Raven and I actually had the same pediatrician without knowing it
Uh-huh.
for a while. So that was kind of funny. But the school nurse was saying she's showing signs. No, excuse me. She's showing signs of it being anorexia. And I'm like, that doesn't track because my daughter's a cocky little shithead. Like, it's like, I'm cute. I look good. I know I look good. Fuck you. That's my kid. Right there. And that's been her for a while. So her pediatrician's like, no, she doesn't have the body image issues for that to be it. And so she gave me a number to call, and she was, and on that number, on that phone call, went through everything, answered the questions. She answered the questions. I answered what I saw, what I was seeing. My 8th grader had gotten down, and she's a pixie build anyway, but she had gotten down to 84 pounds. And it wasn't from lack of us trying to get her to eat or mandating that she eats. And I don't like doing the mandating thing in general. I do make you think. I do make.
I hate that.
No thank you bites are a thing because
Yes.
she's always been kind of a picky eater, but at the same time, I'm not a short order cook, and you have to eat. You can't survive on crackers. You can't.
My kids don't tip for shit, so yeah, I'm not going to make extra shit.
I can't say that now. She has a job and she does tip very well. But I'm not a short order cook. I'm not going to go crazy with that because I was working and I was dealing with certain issues that I had just found out about of myself, thanks to my friends and their pushiness. But hi, Dark. The diagnosis came in, and there was going to be a little bit of a wait. It's like, okay, let's see what we could do to get her weight up, because there wasn't a seat available. Because she was a high risk, but she wasn't like, oh my God, you need to get in here now.
It was a wait list to get into a treatment facility. Right?
Sorry.
Just to clarify, you just said it was a wait list. Sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. We're playing the conversation in my head, so it's not an easy one. So found out about that. Well, then she got really dizzy, and I think she completely forgot to eat for an entire day. I was in the process of making dinner. We were out in the smoke shack, and we were Harley wasn't there, but I think we had been on the phone with Harley, or something. But she was sitting out there talking to Captain and I, and somebody else was out there. I don't know if it was Witchkin 1 or somebody. But she was sitting there on the little step at in the old smoke shack, eating saltine crackers, and she did not realize that her entire arm was shaking from not having any fuel. So that immediately led to a phone call, and she got bumped up on that list. And it was a matter of days later, I was taking her to the treatment facility, and she was there for almost 2 months.
Yep. And I
And
think that between that phone call and when you had to take her is when I made the trip over. And
Mhm.
yeah, that
wait,
is also when
Harley
we
went full
discovered
on
my love
anti-Harley.
language is gift giving.
Yeah, I got a cricket out of that deal, and I was really not trying for it. We were going to get stuff for Witchkin 2 to have stuff to do because they're not going to let them be super active, obviously. And I ended up with a cricket, and I was told to shut up and pick my color, or she was going to go get me a pink one. And everybody, if you don't know, my favorite color is not pink at all. I do not like pink. I will tolerate certain shades of pink, but I really don't like pink. And she would have done it just to be an asshole. Although I probably should have let her, and it may still be working. It's supposed to be burning Harleys. But
Yep. I'm kidding.
But that there are eating disorders out there, and yes, body dysmorphia is a thing, and body dysmorphia is something that people with eating disorders have, with people that don't have eating disorders have. And it can contribute to, and that can obviously contribute to being a picky eater. If you go too healthy, you're still being a picky eater. Yeah, you're being healthy, but at the same time, I have to go off of the all work and no play situation. And it's the same thing with food. You have to have food that you enjoy.
We can't go to extremes.
You can't go balls to the wall and eat nothing but salad and, hope that gives you enough, because salads are great. They really are. But you need multiple things. You need the proteins and stuff like that, which you don't always get enough of the proteins in the salad, depending upon the type of salad that you have. So
chicken salad, bitches.
You're just thinking of the chicken salad chick. Anyway,
hashtag not sponsored.
So, although Harley and Raven, and all three of us would be like, "Hey, sponsor us. We will talk you guys up because that's the bomb." But the the issue that I run into now is I'm needing to be on a bit of a different diet and more restrictive diet per my doctor's orders. And when Witchkin 2 is having a episode of Arfid being a dick, because we said he's the horrible butler. He's the opposite of Alfred. And if you guys do not get the Batman reference, what's wrong with you?
Then I feel sorry for you.
Reasons.
Just look at me. Just look at me if you don't get the Batman reference. Okay.
And then if for those of us that are tuning in on the non-visual platforms, Harley just flipped off her camera. And wasn't directing it at me or Raven for a change. Shocking.
Oh no, and it was like an angry flip off too. Like the rest of the fingers were fully down. I don't think they were not there. That's an angry flip off if you don't get the Butler reference. Like no knuckles were up. It was a full solo finger act. Oh, that sounds
It was a
dirty.
full one finger salute. Yeah, that's okay though, because smut readers of the world unite. Anyway,
yes.
But because I have to eat a bit differently, and I still need to make sure that I'm making stuff that the rest of my household will eat. Witchkin 1 would just be like, "Dude, are you cooking? Let's go with witchy food." And she's like, "Witchy food, gimme." But to get Witchkin 2 to eat and have the caloric intake that she needs, normally I'm having to do like making homemade breads, making cookies, making muffins, making anything that she could just pack on the calories and it not be empty calories and it not be straight sugar. Because you can zhuzh those up.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do some zhuzhing without her paying attention
yeah.
because if she sees me put protein powder in muffins, she's gonna fucking lose her shit on me. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Apprentice 1 would do the same thing. Or Apprentice 2, excuse me.
but I need to cut back on some of those things, and I will give Harley all of the shit because her self-discipline when it comes to certain things,
Ice cream.
not just ice cream, but ice cream's a big one. Her self-discipline to limit or moderate herself is complete shit. But she's the extreme. I am kind of a moderate person right there. It's either like, I must have you, and no one can tell me any different. Or it's, no, I'm good. Give me a bite. It honestly depends on how hungry I am. But I'm not good at telling myself no when I feel I deserve a treat.
As I stab my face.
I'm not good at telling myself no as I feel I'm doing plenty of work and I deserve a treat. God damn it. So it's one of those things.
I'm trying to come up with a different relationship to food, because when I was growing up, we had to be members of the Clean Plate Club. You were not allowed to leave the table if there was still food on your plate.
Your growing up situation was
that
a
could be hours
bit different. And it's shitty. Don't get me wrong, it's shitty, but that was a bit different.
So
because
I'm trying to relearn some things. Like, I don't have to clean my plate if I'm full. It's my leftover food is not going to go to, starving children in Ethiopia like I was told my whole childhood. Right? So I'm trying to relearn a different relationship with food and a different way of talking about it, which means I'm trying to help my kids as well. And then Apprentice 2, in their teens, develops anxiety and texture issues with food. So they don't have any eating disorders per se, but man, trying to get this kid the nutrients that they're supposed to have with food that they will actually consume is making me crazy. Because one day they'll like X, next day they're like, no, Mom, I've hated it forever. Don't you know? And I'm like, you really haven't. I swear to God. I'm not crazy.
Like, do I need to start taking pictures of what you eat on a daily basis? Because I will have
Currently.
receipts and try me.
So I do have some texture issues. My texture issues are mainly with fruits and vegetables, because meat is pretty much a single consistency. Fish is a beast all by itself, and I do not eat 99.9% of fish. I will have crab when mixed into something like a crab cake. I will have lobster if it is incorporated into a dish, i.e. lobster ravioli. And I will enjoy the occasional piece of codfish. Any other fish that I have encountered, with the exception of shark, I've tried shark, and shark is kind of chickeny, but no, it's too fishy.
You ate it when we went on the Porgy trip.
I had a bite of it and it was too fishy.
Did I finish it?
I did not.
I'm sure one of us did.
I got the crab cakes. I ordered the crab cakes, and the crab cakes had jalapenos in them, so I didn't eat like 90% of it because I was picking out the jalapeno chunks. Because no, thank you, my butthole's on fire. And you and Raven got.
You shut up for a second. No, we got crab cakes. No, shush, shut up. No, we all got the same fucking.
Your memory is off.
And we got No, it's not.
I promise you, I did not order a fish platter. I did not. I would not. I can guarantee you, I did not order a fish dish.
I kind of believe that. So I bet you what happened was you or I ordered it and she tried a bite.
I could have sworn she got it.
My best guess.
Got it. Because I remember
No,
the plate sitting in front of her and no.
that was the
Okay,
plate
so
of crab cakes.
you're no longer the only one with Swiss cheese brain, and I'm damn that was confirmed today too. Anyway, um,
I got
so
crab cake, and then I got a salad,
we all got
and the
salads because
salad was
salads are
gross because
awesome.
it had gross dressing.
So, Harley, do you typically prepare like a weekly menu and grocery
fuck
list, or how
no.
does that work for you guys?
If I gotta Google it, I ain't doing it. No.
Okay,
All right.
let
No,
me
we fly by the seat of our
break it
pants.
down.
Joker does a big compra. Joker does 90% of the cooking. I do
And
cooking.
Harley eats ice cream for dinner.
Both bitches. Fuck you both bitches. No, I don't. I had actual food today. I had a Velveeta Easy Match.
I would like
She did.
Okay. So
Okay,
she had Velveeta Easy Match.
but
No, I love how she said that she had actual food today, being the operative word there. Today. How often do you have actual food? Sweet, bratty Harley.
okay, number
Yeah, I'm
one,
calling
I've
you
been
out in front
cutting
of
back on
everybody.
ice cream because I've actually cut back on ice cream because I've kind of eaten my fill of it. I'm over it. And so you can ask Raven. Before we got on camera, I took like 2 or 3 bites of my little pint of ice cream, and I said, I'm going to go put this up. I don't want this anymore. So fuck all the way off.
I give you
and then fuck a cactus.
I give you
All right.
no. I'm going off of how it was when you freaking lived with me and we were going to Baskin Robbins fucking nightly.
Yeah, because Baskin Robbins
Okay,
is
to be
bomb
fair,
diggity.
Yeah, it is,
Bomb
but still.
diggity. Anyway.
We were going every night.
So okay. For the sake of our listeners understanding a little bit of the backstory, part of the reason that yes, I have gone days where the only thing I have eaten is ice cream. But part of the reason that you hear Raven and Rain talking about my limited food variety and food intake is I had the lap band procedure. I had it about I think it was 3 years ago now. And
2 or 3.
Maybe 4.
Yeah, because she had it before Witchkin 2 went to
so maybe 4 years ago. Anyway, it's been a
'cause
minute. I know it's been 2 years since I last saw my gastroenterologist, my bariatric surgeon, about it. Okay. And the last time I saw my bariatric surgeon, he told me that he was not happy with my weight loss at that point in time. And that if my weight loss did not pick back up so that I could get to my goal weight, he was going to recommend a revision to have the lap band taken out and have a gastric sleeve done. Excuse me. The difference between the two is the lap band it's literally like an inflatable belt they put around the top portion of your stomach to create like a little pouch where your food goes when you first eat. And then provided that you have chewed thoroughly and have allowed proper time for digestion, the food slowly moves through the lap band into the lower part of the stomach. So you eat less and you feel full faster, yada, yada, yada. The problem that I have encountered, and I haven't told Rain or Raven this, but I'm actually scheduled to go and see my bariatric surgeon in 2 weeks for a follow-up. Because I adulted and I called my new insurance company to make sure that it would be covered, because my insurance company changed from the last time I saw him, and went through that. So I'm going for a consultation with my bariatric surgeon in 2 weeks to see what he says, because I'm at the same weight that I was when I saw him 2 years ago. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. regardless of how much or how little I eat. And I cannot eat bread. If I eat food that is too heavily fried, the dough, it's too much bread. I can't eat a flour tortilla.
Which is very
I can
sad.
eat maybe one egg. I can have salad, and I can have little bits of pasta, like an Easy Mac is okay. Um, or like SpaghettiOs. You've heard us talk about SpaghettiOs before, but SpaghettiOs, because it's more soupy, it lubricates, I guess, easier. Anyway, what happens is if I try to eat foods that get gummy, for lack of a better word, when you chew them and when they mix with water, i.e. like white bread, when it gets stuck to the roof of your mouth, it does that in my stomach, and it ends up getting stuck, and I don't throw up, I regurgitate. There's no stomach acid or bile coming out of my stomach. It is chewed food and saliva. It's gross. It's uncomfortable. It's unpleasant. And so I'm
And
going to
she's
see my
sick of
bariatric
not being
surgeon
able to have,
to talk about it.
she's very upset with not being able to have her favorite ever breakfast food, which is French toast.
I can
Dude, I'd be sick of all the issues.
No,
I
you
don't
force
blame you.
yourself to.
I can eat like a triangle of French toast, and that's it. But like Rain pointed out so magnanimously, fuck you, bitch. I am not a go lightly type of gal. All right. I don't go to IHOP
No, I don't
or
think any of us
Waffle
are. We
House
go big or
or
go
House of
home.
Pies or Denny's to order one
miss House of
triangle of
Pies.
French toast. No, bitch, I'm getting the French toast platter that has like 4 to 6 triangles of French toast, some scrambled eggs, some bacon, maybe some hash browns. And yeah,
Melted
I
butter.
can't eat it, but I'm gonna try. And you better believe at one point in the meal, I'm gonna be like, excuse me, I gotta go to the
I'll be right
bathroom.
back.
And I'm gonna go into the bathroom and I'm gonna go regurge 90% of what I ate. I won't be able to eat again after that, even though I've cleaned out the system, because it's you don't want to eat after you've gotten sick like that. It's just not pleasant.
Lost your appetite at that point.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste well the second time.
So that is
even without the bile.
That is. It actually does. Without the bile, it tastes the same, which is disgusting. I cannot eat rice. I will not even try to eat rice. No. I also, we joke about chicken salad. I can have chicken
PTSD.
salad because it has mayo in it to liquefy it a little bit or moisturize it. But like regular chicken, I can't eat. Hold on.
For those of you who can't see, she's yelling at her dog.
So Harley may not do a weekly menu and a grocery list and whatever, and that's fine. Like every family works differently in what they need to do.
I don't know what she did, but anyway, no, she doesn't. Okay, so my dogs are the only dogs being good right now, but Harley does not do the weekly menu thing. I need to get back in the habit of doing the weekly menu thing. The only one who has consistently done the weekly menu thing, whether she stays on it or not, is Raven. And I say that because if I call one of them out, I have to call all of them out.
Well, yes, this is true. Like, I have this really nifty pad of paper that has this like giant magnet and it sticks on my fridge. And each page is exactly alike, and it says, eat this. And then there's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then there's like breakfast and lunch and grab bag. And so all I have to do is just write it in those little spaces. And then everybody can see what's for dinner. So everybody can be, especially now that they're teenagers, everybody can be responsible for pulling some shit out of the freezer or saying, hey, can we do blah, blah, blah tonight instead of the other one? And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Right. But it also helps me having that menu, whether we stick to it or not. really, really helps me cut down on excess grocery spending and purchasing, which is a trauma response. So it helps me to make sure that I'm not just willy-nilly buying 5 bottles of teriyaki sauce because we ran out one time, right? Or
So
shit
for
like
those
that.
of you who could see us, this is Curse.
Hey, bubbles. Stinkers. So yes, we do a menu, and I will ask the kids, including my soon-to-be bonus kid, what if they have any input. You guys have any requests? Is there anything that you really don't want this week? And 9 times out of 10, no, 9.5 times out of 10, I get whatever.
And then she puts fish on the menu.
I love fish. We all need the iodine that comes from seafood, and none of my family is getting it in supplement form. So there's fish on the menu at least one day a week. And usually, so I try to be nice because my family hates fish. So one week it'll be like lemon garlic cod or halibut. And then the next week it'll be something like shrimp or clams. And then the next week it'll be like, I fucking want some goddamn honey garlic salmon. It's going on the menu. And I know that I'm the only one that's going to eat it. I know that my darling Dar is going to choke it down because he's trying to be nice. And he knows that I made it, and he's trying to eat it to be nice, even though he doesn't like it. And Apprentice One might eat it, but Apprentice's ones. So since I don't know, we've talked a little bit about Apprentice One moving back in with his partner, and his partner, and I have permission to say this, has autism. And for those of you that don't know, autism can come with some food issues. So anytime I'm making something when they're both going to be here for dinner, I have to be like, okay, I'm going to put this and this and this in it. Is that okay? Or because I don't know, Harley and Rain, I don't know if you guys have ever made like a Indian curry, like from the jars of sauce. Oh, they're so fucking good. Oh, they're so fucking good.
Not the jar of sauce.
So usually what I do
have
is
made curry before.
Okay. Well, I'm lazy, so I use the jar of sauce.
I didn't make it from scratch. Are you high?
Oh, my dad.
Your dad's
has.
insane.
He's insane. Well, okay, Dad has made Japanese curry from scratch, not Indian curry. But I digress. So usually I will brown up the meat and onions. Sometimes I'll add some chopped garlic to it. And then we add the sauce and let it simmer for about, 20 minutes or so. And then I'll throw in a bag of frozen peas and carrots because now we're getting some veggies and it's still tasty, right? And then, in my mom brain, I'm good. I've given my family
the option.
Veggies. I have, but with Apprentice One's partner, hates peas almost as much as Rain does not like cooked carrots, does not like onions, does not like bell peppers, and some of it is texture, some of it is taste. So I have to be like, okay, I'm gonna do this little bit and set it aside in a bowl for Apprentice One's partner. Or sometimes it's like, I'm really sorry, kid, this is what's for dinner. I've got mac and cheese cups in the pantry, I've got ramen, I've got, frozen burritos.
So
you're not gonna go hungry.
That's something I have to do with Witchkin too sometimes, because they do not like food mixed together. They are very, very particular about that. And strangely enough, so is Captain. But Captain will eat. I make a dish and I call it porridge. It's a rice and meat cheesy concoction, and it is fucking delicious. Everybody in the house minus Witchkin too normally will have at least 2 bowls of it in one night. It's like, okay, I'm full. There's more, right? Yes, there's more. I don't know how to make a small batch of this yet. But when I'm making the meat for said concoction or anything else that I'm, mixing all together, I have to set it aside. Because it doesn't like sauces, like gravies and stuff like that. So when I make my homemade stroganoff, obviously you simmer the meat in the yumminess. And will not touch it if it is in the sauce. So I brown up the meat, set some aside, and continue on making what I was making. And there are times that I forget because it's just like I'm getting shit done. I want to get this done. I want to get off my feet.
You're
I
on
want to get this
autopilot.
done. I want to get off my feet. I have, chaos connections, or we're doing chaos controversial or whatever. And that's a shout out to our Patreon. Just throwing that out there. It's just I'm on autopilot and I completely forget that I need to pull some aside. And if I don't pull some aside, then it's like, okay, well, we probably have leftovers, or make a grilled cheese, or we have other stuff that you could throw together real quick. I made sure to get lunch meat that you'll eat, which at fucking random, with Arfid. This oh my god, this pissed me off so bad, and then I felt bad for getting pissed off because this happened prior to the diagnosis. Witchkin 2 used to love ham lunch meat. That's like the only sandwich we would be able to get her anywhere. Ham, cheese, plain and dry. That's it. And then she discovered pickles and black olives. But then
Yes, olives.
then at random, I don't like it. No, I don't want any. We're getting sandwiches. You have to get something. Do you want a bacon sandwich? No. I'll just make something here. You need food. No, I'll just make something here. Do you want something else? Can I help? What can we do? And at the same time, I'm sitting there going, I'm going to strangle you because, oh my God, you just ate this a week ago. How is it you fucking hate it now? And then, 6 months later, I'm like, I feel like shit.
We kind of go through a little bit of the same thing with Apprentice 2. They don't have ARFID. They do have some food and texture issues with their anxiety. But they'll come downstairs and be like, Mom, I don't want what's for dinner. And I'm like, okay, well, we're not ordering, so you got to find something. I don't know what to have. Okay, how about this? No. How about this? No. How about this? No. And it's all I can do not to be like, you just fucking pick something and put some fucking food in your face. I love you. But you can't do that to your kids. You're not supposed to grab them by the collar and
grab her by the
shake them.
collar and shake her. But everything I suggested, she decided to this has happened recently. She decided, nothing sounds good. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good. I don't give a fuck what you eat, but you're going to eat more than fucking air and empty goddamn calories. Get in the fucking kitchen and find you something. And at that point, I was pissed off about something else, and I honestly was probably hormonal, let's be real. And yeah, I was not having it. It's like, I don't give a shit. You have lost weight. Get in there and fucking eat.
Yeah, when Apprentice 1 was young, his ADHD symptoms started really, really young. And we knew that that's what was going on because my wonderful Dar has it. So we were able to spot the signs, but we couldn't get him medicated until he was like 5. And of course, those medications suppress the fuck out of your appetite. So we had to come up with the 3-bite rule. And the 3-bite rule is when a meal is offered, I don't care if you feel hungry or not, you have to have 3 bites. You may have more if you like, but you have to have 3 bites of something. Because otherwise, that kid would go the whole day without eating.
Oh,
and
I also
as a
had
mom, you
cereal
just
today.
can't.
I just remember. So if you are new to this podcast, we have had a previous episode talking about our own personal mental health issues. On top of what we've talked about today with my gastric issues, I do also have ADHD. So I do take an ADHD medication that does, in fact, suppress my appetite quite severely.
Same.
And so Rain and Raven will regularly message me and be like, have you eaten today? And I'm like, does coffee count? And they're like, no.
No.
No. Protein,
but
coffee
That's because
counts.
that's what you do. I don't think she'll do that.
This morning I actually bought some protein shakes to try that. But this morning, what I did is when I took my ADHD pill before it kicked in, I was like, shit, I need to eat something. So I sat down, I had a bowl of cereal with Gremlin 3. She had Lucky Charms, and I had Fruity Pebbles.
So
you interrupted me there,
ADHD.
bitch.
It's payback. You have months of interrupting me. Fuck you. Um, no, but I have ADHD also, and my medication is not nearly as strong as Miss Harley's. But it does kind of suppress my appetite. But at the same time, if I'm bored, I'm a boredom eater. It's like I need to keep my hands busy or something. And so, yeah, no. The only thing that ever really helped when I was like super bored and was trying not to sit there and go like, I'm gonna go get the munchies and all those munchies are gonna come with me, was chewing gum. And
Yeah, I keep
so,
gum everywhere.
but then my kids discovered that I normally had gum, and then my gum supply somehow disappeared. That's why it's hidden in my
Disappeared.
office on my desk
Yeah.
amongst the rubble of my desk at the moment.
Oh, that's why
My-
mine stays in my purse because they're not allowed in my purse or on my desk at work.
Yeah, mine's in my purse, and my kids don't like spearmint, so
Which ones do I have?
whatever.
Mine are
All
equal
right.
opportunity gum flavors.
I
have watermelon
I'm on a
kiwi,
spearmint kick right now. You like
and I
fruity shit,
have
Rain?
pina colada.
She
Dude,
really does.
icebreakers are awesome,
She really
but
does
I
like
do
fruity
like
shit.
mint also.
Hashtag not sponsored.
I'm just saying what I like. It's not sponsored. We
Yeah,
aren't
just
there yet. Just saying. Damn it.
No, we're not.
I don't
But
think that
if
we will
anybody
ever be
listening
at
would
a.
like to send us things to try to sponsor us, that would be
I'm
lovely.
sure we
We'll
could probably
give it a
get
shot.
sponsored if
I don't
it's a
think we will
drinking
ever
night.
be big enough to be sponsored. I don't think we'll ever be sponsored if we do icebreakers. Oh my god, a drinking night, y'all. Okay, so tell me your thoughts on this, people.
Okay.
Because Joker took me to this Lord of the Rings themed restaurant for our anniversary. I'm not going to drop the name because I don't want you weirdos hunting me down. But he took me to this Lord of the Rings themed restaurant, and I got some vanilla apple cinnamon mead, and it is so fucking good.
Oh, that sounds good.
So, for those of you who might be intrigued by what may be on our Patreon pages, how would you feel if I did a drunk Harley story time?
Okay.
Oh my god.
So
I would do
Yes.
it on camera.
So here's the hilarious thing. There was an impromptu Moms of Chaos trip. Well, let me phrase that. A mom comes to the other Moms of Chaos trip a couple weeks ago, and it was literally spur of the moment.
We had an MOC
2:30
weekend. It
in
was
the afternoon.
lovely.
Hey, can I come visit? Yeah. Joker. Dr. Joker. And is Captain up? Yeah, he's watching anime. Okay, hold on. Calls and asks Captain, I'm sitting right here. We are on video we were studying for a certification that we're trying to get. And yeah, so we then ended up having a definite MOC weekend, including Raven staying at my house one night because we weren't done drinking. And then almost the following night, but Captain took her home that night. And
it was awesome.
Oh my god, drunk us was funny. And we had a great conversation with Witchkin one.
I don't know. I don't know how if Joker thought that it was funny because I called him and I was like, I'm gonna watch. He was like, all right.
So this has to go on Patreon because if she doesn't tell this story, we're going to tell it for her about her experiment that she did that drunken night coming back from our Moms of Chaos dinner. And if you don't remember what it is, I'll remind you. And then if I have to go on and tell the story, I will go on and tell the story.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. All right. But we are pretty much at time. So, any closing comments from my lovely co-hosts, Rain or Raven?
Picky eaters is something that happens, whether it be you or someone that you care for. Try your best to, one, acknowledge their boundaries, but also try to push them slightly. Don't go crazy with it. You have to do you have to be like super gentle. Like you're scared the egg is
Like-
gonna crack and it's hatching and you're gonna
Like
drop
just
the
the
baby
tip
bird.
gentle.
Not the 2
And
seconds.
now
Not the
Tenacious D
2
is in my
seconds that
head. Thank
follow
you.
the just the tip comment, but yeah, because that's never gonna happen. Just the tip is not a game that anybody ever wins.
True, but I like it when I don't
You
win
don't
that
play
game.
that game. It's like, give me. You're so full of shit.
Try. I could be more coquettish
Yeah.
and
I'll believe that.
Hey, Picky
Yeah,
Liar.
I see that going about as well as, Harley avoiding French toast.
Yeah. He'd probably laugh at me and then things would happen. Anyway, so picky eaters. Let us know in the comments how you have tackled your own picky eaters or maybe your own picky eating. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Please tell your friends. We've gotten a little bit of feedback so far, and it's great. But the only feedback we've
And we
gotten
like
is
that
y'all are
feedback.
hilarious.
We like that feedback.
Duh, we are,
brand new.
but we don't know how y'all feel about our length or our topics or like our sound. We don't feedback, please.
And if you
Please
have
talk to
any
us,
tips or anything,
please.
we are very new at this. This is something that this is a passion project. So yeah, help us out any way you can because we are crazy bitches, but we will learn.
We will learn slowly but surely. But yeah, all right. Thank you so much for listening. And of course, we're always going to let you know that Chaos Connections is available on all of your favorite social media platforms, as well as independent profiles for myself, Raven, and Rain. So if you have a favorite, Harley, wink, you are more than welcome to reach out.
Go for the
I'm
witch.
kidding.
Go for the witch. Go for the witch. I didn't say which one.
But you can always go to our website mocmediatx.com to leave comments and join our forums. But other than that, we are going to peace out, Brussels sprout. Bye, guys.
Night.
Night, y'all.